I'm Dennis Dunn. We're out here in Hastings, Nebraska, and I'm visiting with Dwaine Rogge from Lincoln, who has a farming operation. His family operates down around Auburn, Nebraska. Dwaine, you got started with us, just started using some of the products from the Conklin company, our AgriVantage line, a year ago, back in 2014.
Correct.
Tell us about what products you tried. I know you came to one of our programs and you heard a little bit about the AgriVantage system, and you then attended a ProAg 1 up in Minneapolis, as I recall.
Yes.
And then we got started. I mean, you really had your fertility program pretty well laid out. So what we started off with was some wax.
Yep, wax. And we used Amplify on the seed, both liquid and dry.
Okay.
Some of each.
Okay.
And then we put the Sidekick in with the starter. A gallon of Sidekick was 4 gallons of 1034 substituted 1.
Okay.
And then we put manganese on just about everything.
Okay. Very good.
And we put Nutrient Compass on 1,150 acres of our 3,500 last year.
Okay.
And just add that we're going to put it on every acre this year.
Okay. Okay. Well, tell me, how did those products in general work for you?
Really superb. We've tried to estimate what the whole program added. It cost us about $17 to $18 an acre when we put everything on, and we think we got 3 times that back in yield, at least on both corn and soybeans. And on Nutrient Compass, we had some special test plots on that. And on corn, we got one field that had 20 bushels to the acre more with just one application of Nutrient Compass. But I'd say a more general response would be somewhere in the 10 to 15 bushels per acre. But on soybeans, just one application of Nutrient Compass at V3 to V5, we got over quite a few acres, 5 bushels to the acre added response to 1 quart of Nutrient Compass sprayed on at V3 to V5.
Well, great. Well, this was last year was really the first full year that we had it available to a lot of guys to try. But your results, they verify what we've seen in a lot of other plots. It's been a very consistent. The early application tends to be the biggest bang for our buck.
Yes.
And you are applying that with your glyphosate, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's simple to do. You just add a quart of the Nutrient Compass in with your glyphosate, apply it, and if you were going to put on the second one, it's at the first flower on soybeans and it's pre-tassel on corn, so it's a little tougher to do that second one. And because it enhances the vegetative growth of the plant and the root system, really the earlier we get on the plant, the better it's going to probably do. Now this year, I know that you said you were going to put it on everything, corn and beans.
Yes.
Okay. And you're experimenting with something else too. You might just mention what you're doing there.
Well, we're experimenting with several things. We're adding a pint of calcium to most of the soybean acres this year in with the starter. And we're putting on some boron where the soil test showed it needed it with the glyphosate that we spray on post-emergence. And we're trying some Nutrient Compass, a pint of Nutrient Compass per acre in with the starter this year. And we'll see if we can tell a difference in response there. But the good thing to me is last year we bought a semi-trailer load of sugar, and so we had 50-pound bags to add to various things, because every time we went across the field we put a pound of sugar on feed-grade dextrose. But this year Nutrient Compass has sugar in it, so I don't have to handle the 50-pound bag, so we're getting sugar as an addition to the Nutrient Compass that we're putting on every acre, pint of that through both soybeans and corn in the starter, and then we're spraying a quart of it on every acre of V3 to V5 of both corn and beans.
Okay, good. So what we're talking about is the 1 pint in furrow is an off-label recommendation, but it's one that we've got a lot of guys trying. We had a guy over in Iowa, John Prosson, that last year tried a pint per acre in furrow on his corn. He got a 14 bushel yield response. So we're really excited about the potential for that product to maybe be an application in furrow as well, because again, if it enhances root growth and leaf maturity of the plant, the earlier we can get that going, the better. And then, as you mentioned, we did a reformulation of the product so that we could get it to stay in suspension, and now we have it available in totes. You got it all in totes this year,
yes.
As well as 5-gallon containers. And in the process of doing that, they were able to reformulate and add sugar. So in 1 pint, we get the equivalent of a half a pound on the sugar, which Kip Feller says is enough sugar in furrow at the planting time. So one thing we always mention is that anytime you put anything in furrow with soybeans, we like to go with a why not splitter. Soybeans are just much more sensitive. You're also going in your soybeans with a low level of pop-up fertilizer material as
Yes, we're
well.
putting half a gallon of Sidekick on and a half a gallon of 918-9 on soybeans.
Okay.
And then we added a pint of calcium and a few, some of the fields we added a pint of zinc also.
Okay, very good, very good. Overall, just comment about what's been your experience with the agrimatic system. What do you feel like it's done for you guys in the Rogge operation?
Well, it's not that we're trying to get the best yields in the world, we're trying to make the most money per acre. And we think we've gotten at least a 3 times return on the money we spent on Conklin and additional corn and soybeans to sell. And I'd like to do that all day long.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dwaine, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.